This is a new adventure. We had our launch this week and it looks a little bit different. Anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Dr. Angelika Christie, your host of the show, Your Radiant Life After 45. I am speaking about skills for healthy, happy, and wealthy women. I show you how to design and enjoy your most radiant life after 45 by conscious and intelligent choice. With over 25 years of professional experience as a naturopathic doctor specializing in women's longevity, as a lifestyle and relationship coach, together with my vast personal experience, I give you all of me. So be my guest here every week, same day, same time of day. And I will share so much with you, and I believe you will get a lot of value. So let's begin. Today, I would like to share with you how to prosper in love and relationship. I know that in the last episodes, I was still speaking about the second part of how to be healthy. And if you want to go back and listen to it, I think it was really very valuable. And the acronym Dr. Safe, we went through all of these different areas of the D, the R, the S, the A, the F, and the S and the E, what it means. If you want to know what it means, go back and listen to it. And I believe it's the easiest thing to remember, and it covers the most important things of being healthy and staying healthy. Okay, let's go. I see I have some guests here. Thank you for being live with me, Mariah, and anyway, I see you this time, which is fabulous. And so let's jump into it. Relationships. Do you believe that relationships are the most difficult things in life to deal with? Of course, this can only be for unsatisfying, difficult, and challenging, or even, well, I don't want to say abusive relationships. I don't want to go in there. There is a clear, if you're in an abusive relationship, you have to get out, okay? But there are unsatisfying relationships and a little bit difficult and challenging. All relationships require much attentiveness because relationships change. They move and they are according to what stage in your life you are in. And also you have a partner, there is two that dance with each other. So you need some distance sometimes, and sometimes you need to be really close. So it is not true that wrongdoing of someone you trusted may have created a wound that can never be healed again. I believe that every one of us needs to bury a sword at some time. We need to learn what it really means to forgive old hurts and make peace, even with long-standing enemies. And hopefully that does not really mean your closest, your spouse or your partner or your husband, but all relationships. And sometimes we need those skills, even to handle relationships in our families, extended families. But since almost every aspect of life is actually about a relationship, knowing how to let go of that which burdens you is really, really important, because otherwise you carry it with you and it will always be a burden, So to learn how to prosper more in your relationships would impact your life immensely, yes? In a positive way, if you get those skills, yes. The path to happiness in your relationship is less about learning more. It is actually the willingness to wake up to yourself and what you really want in your relationship. So it really comes down to awareness and choice. I know that many want to find out more about karmic relationships, and we will go there, not today. Do you believe that a karmic relationship means finding your flawless life partner, your soulmate? There is so much to say about soulmates, and there are so many misconceptions. I wrote a whole little ebook about the truth and the myths about soulmates. But I have a whole workshop on this. But I believe that many of our relationships are actually karmic, at least to a point. And when we speak about karmic relationships, we have to accept that our soul chooses many different lifetimes, right? And situations and settings for specific reasons in our Earth's journey. In other words, we need at least allow the possibility of multiple lifetimes. Yes or yes? I also believe that everything that happens to any of us is through an agreement of some sort. Yet, not everything we experience during our lifetime is for our own purpose. And we often think everything is about us and has been done to us, and how could this happen to us? And we often forget that it's not always about us. Your soul may actually have an agreement to suffer, or outrageously enjoy that you believe you really don't deserve. But there is a purpose for everything. In other words, play the role of the perpetrator or victim for the benefit of another because of a karmic relationship. Yes, yes, those are soul agreements. Doesn't this suggest that you are never a victim in your relationship? You see, we create and co-create each moment. And this is how it manifests. Out of nothing comes something. Something is created first with a thought, right? And followed by a feeling that propels us to act on our thought and feeling and create an action that triggers maybe a reaction as a matching consequence. I mean, this is how we go out to try to find our ideal partner, right? We have this feeling, this thought first, and then the feeling, and then we go out and act on it. So this is really an immutable law of the universe. It cannot be bent or disregarded. It favors actually nobody and punishes nobody either. I know it bothers me too that some seem to get away with murder. You know, they just somehow, even in politics, somehow do horrible things and they get away with it over and over and over again. But I know it bothers me and it bothers many too, but this is only an illusion that fits in our current state of awareness. It is not always an immediate consequence of anything. Lives are long and we never really know why certain things happen and are there for a purpose that are much bigger, and sometimes not in the positive way, but they put something into place or they bring about an awareness. They have an impact of some kind. But I can say with clarity that stems from my over 30 years of coaching and also my personal experience, that we come into each lifetime with a purpose that attracts to us the relationships we have agreed to encounter in this lifetime. And very often it's to learn a lesson, but for our own purpose. And very often it has to do with somebody else or even a larger agreement. But whatever you think, feel, say, or do manifests actually in a certain pattern within you. And those patterns are they are not static, they are living entities that send out signals. And it is those calling signals that attract to us the situations and people who resonate with our frequency, and the patterns that are powerful without being visible. So are thoughts and feelings that powerful, you ask? Sometimes I ask myself, yes, they are. And I mean, we know this, right? Many of us know it, and yet few of us consciously use that powerful knowledge. Let me ask you, did you ever notice that whatever irritates you in others, you may need to look at and examine in yourself? There is resistance to really accept that, but just become aware of it and test it out. You may be in a relationship right now that you do not understand and wonder why you seem to attract every time the same kind of person or the same type of person, that you experience such challenges with, or even such grief with in the past. Take a moment and think about a relationship you have right now or in your immediate past, and just any one that comes to mind, because we don't have a lot of time to think here, and I want to give you maybe 30 seconds or so to think about it with the question, why am I in that relationship? But also, maybe if you can write this down and go into this exercise after we are done, or keep it open and just go back whenever something new comes up. Okay. I wish I had some music to play now, but I'm going to be quiet for about 30 seconds or so. Okay, so leave it open and add to it, because other relationships may come to mind. And it's always so interesting what is revealed when we go back, because we grow in our ability to understand more about ourselves. So new insights may come up at different times in our lives. So often we want something in particular from a relationship. Yes, it could be financial security. And if that's the case, sometimes you could be disappointed in another way. Maybe you don't get this incredible lover in the same person if you just go for financial security. But maybe you look for a sisterly or brotherly relationship. That's a different kind of relationship. Or do you want a buddy for sports or for entertainment, to go out into movies or theaters? Well, today with COVID, but anyway, to have that experience in entertainment. Some are in it for sex, yes. And those are specific relationships. Even though I hope that every intimate relationship has that component in it as well. Others want a travel buddy, right? Or study and share knowledge. So there are all kinds of relationships. And once you become aware what attracted you particularly in a person, because you may have been focused on a particular area of relationship you want to attract, because you are sending out, we are radio stations, we receive signals, frequencies, and we also send them out. So those sending and receiving have consequences as well. I mean, thank God they work, because this is also how we manifest things. For example, a relationship. So maybe you have been at an earlier stage in your life, have been looking for a partner to create a family with, or a partner you can build a business, maybe even a business empire with, that up-leveled your social standing. And some of us are just restless and have many relationships, while others hold on to the one, until and want to grow old with that one person. And it happens, and it's wonderful when it happens, and we always admire those. And yet, that's a karmic relationship and it has a particular purpose, but that doesn't make it better than other relationships, right? But I hope you can agree that we are actually tribe people by nature, by ancient nature. And we need relations to learn, to grow, and to thrive. So relationships should be easy since they are deeply rooted in our evolutionary history. Yet relationships have become less primal in our modern life, right? And therefore we are more confused and more challenged about the meaning of our relationship than our ancestors were. I mean, relationships had a very strong purpose, primal instinct, to be protected, to eat, and to procreate and to multiply. That was basically basically it. There was no philosophical or spiritual aspect to it. So would you agree that we all have open and hidden agendas in our relationships today? Because it's not that cut anymore. It's not, women don't need necessarily, even though we want it, and it's in our DNA, to want to be protected by our partner, by the male. It's, I think it's still strongly within us. It's a primal instinct, just like the male, I don't want to say the original male, but maybe it is the original male. A male is the protector, is the hunter, is the one who gathers his tribe and who protects. So anyway, this is still in us, all right? So, but sometimes we feel lucky, and other times we feel we deserve better in our relationships today. And occasionally we feel punished. And do you not know how to stay and make it better? We ask ourselves, why can't I make it better? Because I actually want to stay. We actually want to keep our relationships because we have been used to it, but also we want our relationships to work and to fulfill the promise that we have, right? And sometimes relationships are not until death parts us. Sometimes they are there for a particular time. And it is so important to also learn and understand not only how to keep a relationship and revive a relationship, but also how to love it free, how to take yourself out of a relationship and release and love free the other partner. But when a relationship ends, we often question, how could this have happened? We are quick to judge and quick to blame, and even quicker to establish our right to be upset, disappointed, and feel unjustly penalized, right? Maybe even betrayed. It can be quite an emotional turmoil and roller coaster of endless, especially internal dialogues, right? Here is what it really means. What it means is your expectations have not been fulfilled. Your expectations have not been fulfilled, and you are waiting for something to change. But then, what are you waiting for, right? If you want to have a better relationship, do you really think that the responsibility lies with the other person to fulfill, to bring you fulfillment, to make you happy? No. This is one of the false responsibilities that I see so often. It is a false responsibility that especially we women put onto our men, because most of us have been burdened with providing happiness to almost everybody around us, right? So why wouldn't the man have to have that responsibility? I mean, we make our children happy. We made probably our parents happy, because we did everything right. So now we have the man of our dreams, and we really want him to make us happy. We expect that. But, we were told that in doing everything right, we have the right to have that happiness. We were told that in doing everything right, we would become more lovable or more deserving of love. So we want some of that happiness back from our mate. Did I make that really clear now? And I guess we all feel that in some way. I'm not saying that you should go into a relationship without any expectations. Yet, if you could let go of most expectations and learn more about yourself and are open to and curious to explore, because the observer should be you. Become the observer and choose your actions with great care and in alignment with what you really feel and desire inside of you. You would experience happiness probably for no particular reason. How so? Because that happiness that you are searching for and expecting to be delivered to you is actually already inside of you. Happiness is, you don't need to add anything. Actually, when somebody says, how do I become happy, or how do I achieve more happiness, there is nothing to achieve, there's nothing to add, but there is very often something to let go of, right? When you strip away everything that makes you unhappy, what is left, right? Happiness. Strip away everything that covers it up and engages in a false sense of lack. And you really come into the experience of happiness. And I believe that this is something that is a lifelong lesson. It is something that we never really fully learn, because it is so deeply ingrained in us that we look for happiness outside of ourselves. That and very often it's not just the happiness we want from our partner, but I mean, you see the entire entertainment industry, the love movies, all of the movies about the whole entertainment industry knows this and delivers it. It delivers it, and we are hungry for it, and we consume it and always think that outside of us or somebody else got it, or is happier, or is luckier, and has a greater, is luckier in their relationships, is luckier with what they have in themselves. But the reality is that in our world today, where the outside and illusions and a lot of pretense and showing up in a certain way, make believe, has actually escalated to a grotesque amount of, to a point where you don't even know anymore what is real and what is not real. I mean, we know it that movies are not real, right? I mean, we know this. They are produced. But then we have social media. We have the images of how you should look, how you should change your physique. And then we have all of these filters and all of these applications that create an image of us that is not us. And we always have the greatest smile, and we have the whitest teeth, and we have the most flawless skin. And it can all be, if it's live, then there are probably filters, and very often otherwise it's photoshopped. Or the real issue and problem with women over a certain age today, women over 50, is that so many women become almost at the brink of depression. They become so sad and so stressed about their outer appearance that they do anything and everything to change whatever. I mean, Botox is a thing. Okay, it started with that, but today plastic surgery is one of the fastest growing industry, and there is a reason for that. We have been hijacked, especially women. Men are coming along now too to do that, but especially women. And the women get younger and younger who want to have that perfection that they believe gives them happiness, or makes them more desirable or more attractive to the man or the partner they are looking for. But let me tell you something. So many men of value, men that you really want to have in your life, they don't look for those outer things. They know, and I hope that you look for a man that is intelligent enough to know that this is an outside, this is like a garment. This is the outer garment. The real beauty is really what shines from the inside. And women who are stuck in this belief that they need perfection on the outside are really in danger of supplementing that hole or that void they feel inside of themselves with shiny objects, with drugs sometimes, with alcohol, with all kinds of things that may be a thrill in the moment, but that will never fill that void. Never, never, never fill that void. And that's why it is so important. And the women should actually already listen to this in their 30s, because that's when it already starts, when they believe they need to change their outside appearance because they are not perfect anymore. And they still have youth. They are perfect. They are perfect, perfect, perfect. Everybody is perfect wherever they are. But I understand that there are certain things that you want to improve and want to preserve and want to turn back just a little bit. But it is grotesque to believe that you can become, when you're in your 50s, become like 20 again. It's terrible. But we are out of time here now. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. So I am so happy that you heard me today, because this is really something that is so close to my heart. And I have a relationship course that's upcoming. And please message me, because my email address and telephone number, everything is in my bio. That is part of the show. When you look at the show, what it's all about, get in touch with me. I would be so happy to assist you, to help you get to this radiance that you have inside of you, and unpack all of the treasure chests of value and beauty that you have inside of you. Okay? Okay, so I have to say goodbye right now. And I see you next week, same time. Bye-bye for now.